The following podcast contains opinion and commentary protected by the First Amendment and fair use. It may also contain adult themes, adult concepts, and adult language not suitable for children. Viewer discretion is advised.
Femme Fetal, she is a con and not your pal. She'll have you by the balls when the pregnancy calls. She's the Femme Fetal. Laura Owens is cooked for arraignment. You'll be booked. Mugshot taken, finger scan, bond is set. Now that's the plan. In a court when she will sit. Felony charges aren't your shit. Rachel Mitchell has your name. You have no one else to blame. The die is cast, pregnancy fakers just won't last. Forging tests and faking docs, soon she'll be wearing prison crocs. You've got nowhere else to hide, justice this time will be denied. No appeal will save your ass, you've got no tissue left to pass. The game is set, the die is cast, pregnancy fakers just won't last. Forging tests and faking docs, so she'll be wearing prison crocs. You've got nowhere else to hide. Justice this time won't be denied. No appeal will save your ass. You've got no tissue left to pass. Justice for Clayton, Mike and Greg, and other than that she's misled. Protection orders gotta go from the moon, but where he home.
Welcome, everyone, back to your favorite cubbyhole on the internet. And today it is an air-conditioned cubbyhole because summer has finally sprung. It's no longer spring, summer is here, and the extra noise you get at no extra cost is for an air-conditioned cubbyhole experience. So welcome, everybody. Welcome to the end of the weekend. Yes, I know. Tomorrow's Monday. We'll get over it. We'll survive. It should at least be a few degrees cooler for us here. The topic for today is going to be the elephant in the room. Yes, there has... We've got elephants. Actually, there's more than one elephant in the room today. Other than my air conditioner. Jeez. What do you do? It's warm. We want to talk about things. And with so much computer equipment, well, even without it, we would be sweltering in the warmth, which we don't wish to do. So we acquiesce to the noise of modern convenience. But we like to be comfortable, and that's just the way it's going to be. So back to the elephants in the room. And I'm using the word elephants because there's more than one. It's been a busy weekend. We've made some posts. I've started doing occasional posting on Twitter just because... you never know. I'm not very good with the social media thing, so I rely on others to to help out with informing us of things. But we have learned via socials today and Friday night. Can you believe it? Things were amiss. Things were brewing Friday night even. And this was noted by Bruce the Moose, among others, late Friday evening. That David S. Gingras Esquire.
The fucking douche canoe.
had taken down his YouTube videos, his PR propaganda smear against Clayton Echard and anyone else that crossed Laura Owens' path. And he also took down his blogging and bullshitting on his company webpage. If you want to call it a company webpage, I suppose that is if one is a practicing attorney with a solo practice and their own webpage. But all of the shitstorm has been taken down. And since yesterday afternoon, all of the smoldering fecal material of a shit show that was called The Medium of Laura Michelle Owens has also been taken down. That's right, folks. As I said, there was a fire sale and there's nothing left to sell. It's all gone. If you didn't get it, you missed out. But have no fear. Websites have been archived, so if anyone wants to go back and dig through things, you can find things in places like victimsoflauraowens.com, where some of the blogs, the Medium blogs have been cataloged. There have been other catalogings and archivings of all the other things that have happened too. I'm sure somewhere there is a great repository of Dingus the Douche Canoe videos if you miss hearing the sound of his voice. I think we just say bon voyage to David S. Gingras Esquire. Off you go. Off you fuck. He is out of the picture. And I think we're gonna end up missing him just a little bit because he was such a hysterical lunatic. Now things have to get serious. And not surprisingly, if you frequent the socials, if you frequent the Justice for Clayton Reddit and some of the others, you'll have noticed various theories why all of these things, all of the stories, all of the videos, all of the Medium blogs, etc., have been removed. Now, it's fun to theorize, it's fun to create stories, but here's another one. We're jovial. We're jovial because the sun is out and it's warm. It's a good time for a lemonade and an umbrella and maybe a hammock with a nice book, but make sure you have the shade or lots of sunblock because it's pretty toasty. It's cooking around here. Be prepared. Summer's upon us. Get your sunblock purchases made. Stock up now. No, it's not. That's not a paid advertisement. I wish it was. We're too busy talking about why all of the stuff, all of the PR campaign, all of the propaganda released by Laura and David have gone. Why are they missing? Well, they're not missing. They were deleted. They were taken down. And here's my theory for that. As much as I would like to believe that it's because about to file more charges on one or both of them, I think this is more about long-term strategy. I think the strategy is thusly strategized. Now we have to pivot from a multi-ring circus and parade of dumpster fires initiated by David S. Gingras Esquire.
The fucking douche canoe.
Yes, they're one and the same. Dingus the Douche Canoe and David S. Gingras Esquire are indeed. We have to go from that shit show to a very serious criminal case. Laura Michelle Owens, daughter of Ron Owens of KGO Radio San Francisco and Jan Black of similar venues. Their daughter is facing a potential of 33 years in prison. That's not a small sentence for faking pregnancies with multiple men. That's not a small sentence, even if you have even if it only happened once. It wasn't just a little minor perjury. No, this was major perjury. We've gone from minor perjury to major perjury. I think Megan needs to write some new songs. We've got more ground to cover here. So much more ground to cover. Major perjury of major felonies. Oh, maybe I need to start making a few more songs. Oh, speaking of which. I see a squirrel. I've seen a squirrel. Mark that on your bingo card. Yes, we have a song. I'm not debuting it today because I want to save the country-flavored song in Laura Owens' memory of her failed country singing career for when we actually get the footage for the raid on the casita. That is the title of the song, and that is the subject matter of this country song that, thanks to some AI help, we have created. So that is in the can. I'm sitting on it till the moment strikes. And if it doesn't happen right away, maybe I'll let it loose when we talk about Laura's singing career, because I want to talk about that. I think it's kind of amusing. And even though we have to tread lightly with copyright things, because I'm sure she wouldn't strike down the hell out of any of that stuff, if anyone were to use it, we can at least take a look at her creative prowess, if you wish to call it that, beyond faking pregnancies and coercing and extorting men into relationships with her. These are interesting subjects to me, at least the musical parts. Back to Dingus and Laura and the missing PR campaign they tried to level against the entirety of the internet. My thinking is this. No, I don't think it's necessarily because Laura took a plea deal, although that's possible. That's possible. I think it's a little bit early to have been settling on any such things. I think the taking down of all of that smoldering dung heap was for more long-term goals. Those goals are going to be this. Now remember, this is a criminal trial. This isn't just dancing around family court trying to convince a judge that someone's gluten belly makes them pregnant. And by jiggling it around in camera and knocking one's tits around, that somehow they think that, if you believe you're pregnant, that makes it so just because you have beliefs. You're entitled to your beliefs, she thought. Somehow Laura thought that being entitled to your beliefs makes those crazy, wacky, stupid things come true. Now, if that were the case, there'd be a lot of religions running around that believe a lot of things that are true, and we don't need more crazy in the world. The world is crazy enough. You don't even have to turn on the news for 30 seconds to realize that. Oh my God. I'm glad I don't live in California. It's crazy. And not that I disagree with protesting, because it is covered under one's freedom of speech rights when done peaceably. We have the right to peaceably assemble and protest. Don't be stupid. Be smart when you're using your free speech. And that includes protesting. So be careful out there. Whatever you do, deciding to use your free speech responsibly and intelligently. And watch out for police. Don't be stupid. All right, that's the PSA for today. Just be smart. Just be smart. Speak your piece, but do it peacefully, as we do here. We like a peaceful cubbyhole, but we like to talk about things. So it's a talkative cubbyhole, but it's peaceful at the same time. What kind of dichotomy am I trying to sell here? I just don't know. I keep getting sidetracked. It's the end of the day. It's the end of the weekend. It's warm. The air conditioning's running. I might have air conditioner brain. It is what it is. Or maybe I'm just burying the lead. I just don't know. But here's my thinking. I think this is trial strategy. This is a criminal case that almost certainly is going to go before a jury. So it would be unfortunate to have potential jurors out of a jury pool, especially those in and around Phoenix, Scottsdale area, to stumble across very nasty post by David S. Gingras, Esquire, or his now former client, Laura Michelle Owens, daughter of famed star Ron Owens and Jan Black. I want to talk about their fame and perhaps their lack thereof at some point in the future too. So much to talk about. Oh my goodness. If I could make this a paying full-time job, I probably would. But at some point, even this case will end. And then we'll have to find other things to talk about. So feel free not only to hit that like and subscribe button, which I hope you've already done. Your fingers aren't broken. Hit those buttons, clickety-click. I need some button-pushing music. We'll work on that. Oh, write that on my list. We need interactive button-pushing music for like and subscribe. Check. All right. Back to juries. Juries are impressionable things. Having been on a couple, well, actually, I've never gotten to sit on a case. Much to my dismay, I was always one or two short of actually sitting on a case. But we got to be part of the process, which was interesting in and of itself. One doesn't want a jury to be overly influenced. So it's to the benefit of Laura Owens to not have all of these stories that they've posted trying to combat the truth with their lies and with their fabrications and with their, in my opinion, further defamation of major players that were involved in bringing this case to the public. It doesn't put one in a good light as a criminal defendant, and it certainly makes them harder to defend when there's this nasty stuff circulating out that they have written and published. So I believe it was the entire point of Josh Colesrud, Laura's defense attorney, and staff, co-legal counsel, to have it removed, to try and make it go down the memory hole. So now I think we are at a point where it's going to be up to the community. Call it the JFC community, call it the victims of Laura Owens community, whatever you wish. You're all such brilliant, wonderful people. It's up to us now, folks, to make certain this story stays out there. That all of the nasty things that David said, and David did, and Laura said, and Laura did, and Mother Owens and others in the Owens family said and did, it's up to us now to keep that out there, to keep that in the public and to keep talking about it, because it's going to be important that people know the facts of this case. Now, they're going to get the facts, at least from one side. They're going to get the facts from Maricopa County Attorney's Office, from Rachel Mitchell's office, whoever's running lead prosecutor for the trial. They'll get the legal facts from that. But people being curious, even before they get selected for a jury, they will go hunting. And we want people to be as informed about this case as we can. That's the whole point of this. This is why we talk about things. We want to get them out there in the world, get them acknowledged, get them seen and heard. These stories they're voluminous. There's so many of these stories between all of the guys, between Clayton and Mike and Greg. The patterns of behavior are evident when one does just a little bit of research and does a little bit of looking. So we want to make it as easy as possible to find all of the background of this case, of the case with Clayton and of the cases with the other men and where those things stood. So I think all of the actions we've seen thus far for scrubbing all of the internet of things that Dingus and Laura had produced is to put the case in a far better posture and in a far better disposition than Dingus the douche canoe,
The fucking douche canoe.
left it himself. He made this a smoldering dung heap of a shitstorm dumpster fire. I mean, how many more things can we string together there? Although, you know, as much as we like to roast him for all that he's done and for all that he didn't do that he should have done, a small piece of me has to thank him, because if it weren't for his craziness and his just absolute loose cannon behavior, he may not have put Laura Owens in the target and in the crosshairs of the county attorney's office to be prosecuted. So thank you, David. Thank you for being such a horrific lawyer that you actually got your client, who you swore would never be tried for perjury, rung up on felony charges for perjury and other things. Congratulations. It's the most successful I think you've ever been. Well done. Where's the applause button? I think that's a round of applause. All right, that's enough. That's enough. He cannot take all the credit. Not at all. Oh, yes. So for those of you wanting to look up things, all of Laura's Medium stuff, again, can be found on Victims of Laura Owens. Here we have it up for you, victimsoflauraowens.com. And this is in one of the menus somewhere. And you can look up the Medium blogs that have been archived there. I think they're all here up until the press release from May 7. So here's a nice chronology of all of the shit she made. And you can actually go look it up. They do indeed load. It takes you to archive, so you can look them up. You can read through them. You can talk about them yourself. I actually archived all these before they got yanked down, so I've got my own set of them somewhere in my files. There you go. Now, the other stuff with Dingus the Douche Canoe, I think that's archived as well. But let's move on to the next subject. The stuff has been archived. It's okay. Even all the videos, I am sure, are safe somewhere. I was going to get them all myself and start going through all of Dingus's stuff and start talking about that even more from a finer comb perspective. But I may leave that for other people so inclined. So let's pivot now to money. Because every good defense needs a lot of money. And when you're facing 7 felony counts, you need a lot of money. 7 felony counts, folks. This is not just one little felony. This is 7 felonies ranging from class 2 to class 4 to class 6 felonies and multiple charges. And since I think with almost absolute certainty, how's that for a caveat, that we will find that Rachel Mitchell has the goods. She's got the good goods and she's got all the nasty goods. But you have to pay for your defense. And strange enough, Today it was announced on Ron Owens' Facebook page, which I went and observed for my own eyes just because I like double checking. This was indeed posted on Facebook. It wasn't 11 minutes ago. It's now several hours old. But on Ron Owens' page, a renewal of the awareness for all of Ron's fans to please go throw some money at his GoFundMe so that Laura can have a defense. That's my opinion. That's my opinion of this GoFundMe, and my feelings are that it's not honest and what it purports to be used for. And I'm not quite sure how one would bring that to the attention of GoFundMe to evaluate and have things prove. Well, We're talking to the queen of fabricating documents. So if it ever came to fabricating so-called medical evidence that all of this money being raised for quote-unquote Ron Owens' medical and financial needs, they've got it covered. Now, it would just increase potentially the number of indictments Laura Michelle Owens could have. Or perhaps, could this be Mother Owens? Could this be Mother Owens soliciting and not Laura, even though it says it's organized by LL? Wouldn't that be something if this was Jan Black, Elizabeth Naylor herself? LL, let's see. Trying to do some sort of alliterative connection. Nothing's coming at the moment, but one never knows. I don't like GoFundMe things that are done by sort of anonymous people. It should raise one's eyebrows. And I feel bad. I feel bad for the good people who are giving their hard-earned money towards what could be a grift, what could be essentially a scam. Yet another scam. Imagine that, another scam coming from the Owens compound. What a shocker, eh? No, not really. Oh, it's terrible. It's terrible. So now there's renewed activity on the GoFundMe. Even though it was a little bit dormant for a while, it sat around 122,000. They've raised a couple thousand more. And I think that goal was even lifted up to 140,000. So we're just trying to vacuum up as much money out of pity as we can on the Ron Owens GoFundMe. I don't know how to get the word out to these lovely people giving their money away and in kindness to a person that they very much respected on the airwaves. But I feel fairly confident in saying that without evidence, without the receipts, without factual proof that this money is going to the cause that it says it is, this is a fraudulently gained GoFundMe. And it should be treated as such, and hopefully at some point in time that GoFundMe will deal with this, and we'll find out for sure what's going on. But again, it wouldn't take a rocket scientist to see fabricated medical evidence provided by someone within the Owens compound to say, well, of course we're spending all this money on Ron's legal bills. On Ron's legal bills that his daughter has run up. Did we say legal bills? We meant medical needs. Medical needs, yes. We're struggling financially with all of his medical needs. Now, that's not entirely impossible either. But with all the money he supposedly made, unless that's a fraud thing too, we just don't know. There's so many things we don't know. And we don't know if it'll come to light in the trial or not. The trial is going to be about Laura and her 7 felony counts. It may be a lot less about the family and about other things like this, which, well, we'll see. We're not there yet. We don't know. We can only hope. But there's stuff brewing in the Owens compound. This much is clear. This much is clear. And they can't leave it well enough alone because, well, they want as much money as they can suck up. Oh, well. And just another thing I thought was funny. Let's make Ron Owens go away. There are still active links on Ron Owens' Facebook page. Links that from 2023 where Laura, acting as Ron, posted a link to her bullying cyber harassment Medium article. And when you click on it, this is where it takes you. Not a 404 error, but a 410 error that the user deactivated or deleted their account. So there's definitive proof and evidence that Laura Michelle Owens has deleted her Medium account. There you go. There you go. I want to keep this short because we just need to enjoy some more lovely weather and some more lovely air conditioning. We do have other topics I want to talk about in a future episode. This one I almost started yesterday, but I went and heard some lovely music by an orchestra, and that was far more important to me than talking about Laura Owens because so much was going on over the weekend. But in our next installment, we're going to talk about another interview that Laura Michelle Owens had with another podcaster about her time. And it was dated around 2021. So I think that would have placed her about the time of Greg Gillespie. And she talks about her interactions of trying to sell her fictional narratives to police and other agencies, while also trying to sell herself in the self-help category of podcasting. I thought it was a very interesting take on things, and hearing her blather on more about her narcissistic self and all of her manufactured problems, it's always interesting. We have to fill some time until we get to more stuff about the criminal trial. But until we do that, enjoy your week. Monday comes soon. Far too soon from the weekend. Enjoy, have a good week, and we'll be checking in with you more as things happen. Stay tuned, stay posted, stay attentive, because you never know. You never know when Femme Fetal, Laura Michelle Owens, is going to pop up in our conversations. So until, take care, everybody.
Why do we have to, every time Rachel says something, you're just like, oh, you're not listening. It's just I don't get it. She is listening. She's listening to every word you say. and she's presenting something, and then you come back and shake your head and sigh.
Okay. Anyway.
Submit to an interview. You can depose them.
Wow. Stop. Well, if you let me. We're moving on to the next question. We're not gonna get very far with that. So
They can prove that this is not the first time she's done it. But even if you disagree with me,
I felt like I was juggling a flaming chainsaw while having my leg bitten by a German Shepherd. Okay. All right. We're moving on to the next question.
what lawyer ever says that?
Well, you're welcome that I gave you that's such an easy way to roast me.
Allegations, you know it's a possibility you might not win something. We're talking about the
There's
appeal.
no chance you lost this appeal.
Yeah.
And you will have this.
Rachel, here, can I offer you like a cookie or something? What do you want me to say? What do you want me to
Not
say?
that. In our case, we like our case.
I shouldn't have said that. Can we move on? Okay.
Yeah.
Pull it up.
I-
These statutes were invoked.
yeah. Okay. Hang on. You're getting. Okay.
But show me a case that says that, because your cases don't. I've read them all now. Just give me a quote from Holgate. Just give me a quote from Holgate that says.
Can you hang on? Can you hang on for just a second here? Okay. Lord. Okay. You are pretending. Wait. If you want me to stay on this, you need to let me have fair opportunity to answer. Okay.
David, of 58 minutes, you've probably talked for
times more than I
42
have.
of them. I mean, come on, man.
Okay, guys.
Hold on.
Let me.
I got the
Rachel.
case somewhere.
Oh
There's
God.
only the Rule 11. Hold on. There's other authority. What was at issue in that case?
We gotta move on. We gotta move on from that.
So, is the whole point? Try to withdraw it. There were other issues before the court.
Oh, for God's Okay, Steve, can we move on? Because we're not going to get.
And then you come back and shake your head and sigh.
I know,
Because
but
you don't have any authority to infringe his copy or whatever that I interfered with his.
way before my time, way before I was there.
Way before you're there. Where are these children?
Okay, you ready?
Where are they, David? This is the one thing that I think everybody wants to know.
Okay,
She's still 6 months pregnant. Can I show my belly? How would she have a belly in November if she miscarried in July or August?
look.
It's still not appropriate for her to include that finding of fact. Where are the people? There were reasons that her findings would have been inadmissible.
My Lord, Steve. Oh my God.
And then Rachel gets 5 to 10 seconds before you sigh.
Read the emails with Clayton, the emails with Greg, the text messages with Mike. 5 that it is, but something that purports to be.
Whatever.
If you would have won, I mean, obviously, if you would have won, you would have gloated too.
Here, sign something saying that you raped me. That Laura was pregnant. I don't know what that would be. I mean, she's been running around subpoenaing things. Apparently.